It's Tuesday, isn't it?
Hey everyone, the Mimi and Weezer show.
Hey guys, what's good? I'm just kidding. I didn't know how to do your part, so I tried.
Hey you guys!
Well, so I want to start out by saying this episode is, I don't know why I'm yelling, sorry guys. This episode is purely a conspiracy episode, we'll say. You can form your own opinion based on what we talk about. We obviously, the person that we're going to be speaking about, we don't know them personally, so we are just finding the weird shit that we see on TikTok and Instagram and the internet, and we're going to put it all together for you guys, and you can decide what you think. But some of it's pretty legit, like some of it's creepy, dude, and it seems like this shit can happen, right?
Yeah, it seems like it's been happening, we'll say that.
Yeah, so the star of the show on today's episode is going to be Doja Cat. And I don't even know where to start. Dude.
It's just in the background. It's like, hey guys, how's it going? It's like, oh shit. No,
It's so creepy, dude. I don't even know where to start with her, honestly. There's been all kinds of conspiracy shit. Why did I speak like that? I don't know. There's been all kinds of conspiracy.
Well, first we'll start off where she basically busted out the Britney Spears and just, shaved her head.
Yeah, so she actually did, I don't know if it was Instagram or TikTok where she did it live.
Oh, she did that live?
She did that shit live.
Damn.
So it wasn't just like she posted a video later, dude. She did that shit live. I didn't see it live, but.
Wow. I wonder if she did have a mental breakdown. Damn, maybe well, you know what, bro? Let's just explain who Doja Cat is first.
Okay. So, she's a famous, well, I guess, I would let's say singer, but they say American rapper and singer. I guess she raps.
We'll say artist, bro.
Yeah, artist. She's a musician. We'll just call her that. Her real name is something I can't even pronounce. Amala Ratna Zandile Dlamini.
Oh, just kidding.
It's something like that, dude. It is really just a hard name to say. She got famous from SoundCloud, dude.
Damn, so she's one of them SoundCloud rappers, bro, from like 2000, what was it, 18, 19?
Yeah, I think so. It started early. Well, she got famous from SoundCloud, which was, let me just say, that was a dream back then, like back in 2015, 16, like, dude, I'm gonna upload my freaking shit on SoundCloud. Y'all never gonna see me again. I'm gonna be rich. And now it's like, people make fun of SoundCloud rappers, which makes no sense, but.
Well, Los Alamos rappers be like, nice.
That's real what it's like. And I don't know if this was her first ever song. Right, it might have been like her first single, that Moo. It's called Moo.
Oh, it was
and
the
it's
first
like,
song that like got how do I say? It got catchy.
Yeah. And honestly, I hate that song. I think it's horrible. I mean, I don't think it's the worst song ever. Like, I say that, but if you started playing it right now, I'd be like, Moo, I'd be doing it.
I just be dancing to the beat.
Dude, for real, I wish you guys could have seen Jesus' dance moves right now. He was shimmying, dude. I could see. I saw a little shakeage, dude. Well, anyways, the main reason we want to talk about her is because all the shit that's been going on the internet lately, right? So there's this huge conspiracy about her being part of the Illuminati, which I feel like every famous person has to go through this at some point, right? Every famous person has been accused, right? Especially, like, you hear about people like Beyonce, Megan Fox, the Jenners, like, honestly everyone, which...
Will Smith.
Yeah, Will Smith. I'm actually, like, got a little quote from him on my notes that I made for today's episode. Jada Pinkett, I don't even want to say Smith because she didn't deserve it, but you know what I'm saying.
Damn. Like the one part in J. Cole's song? Where he's he's like, now when I listen to this song, it's like that Will and Pinkett Smith, he just turns it down. And then turns it back up. I'm like,
yeah,
I do that too, bro. I do that too.
He did it live. Did you see that? He had that live show where it says like that Will and Jada love, and he just said someone else, or he didn't even say anything. He just went silent, and pulled the mic away. He did something like that.
He's like,
well, yeah, and I love him, dude. I like his songs. I like his voice a lot. Anyways, back to Doja. So her name is actually a play off of like Snoop Dogg's name, right? Because like Snoop Dogg is just like Doja is weed, isn't it? Isn't it another term for like weed?
Yeah,
and then
dude,
Cat.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
That's what I heard. I heard it was just kind of like a play off of Snoop's name. I could Google it real quick. Let's see.
Damn, let's check this shit out. Yeah, because I didn't know
Yeah.
that. That was wild.
I'm Googling it as we speak. Let's see. The origin of Doja Cat's name. It's a blend of nicknames, marijuana culture, and feline fascination. I don't know about that. I'm just gonna go with my Snoop Dogg thing because I saw a TikTok on it once 2 years ago.
Once 2 years ago, and there's no way you can. There's no way anyone else can prove me wrong. So it's right.
Yeah, so it's basically right because I saw it on the internet. Anyways, so with her Illuminati stuff, basically there's like a couple of reasons that people began to think this, right? So one of the big reasons is because of her tattoos. So she has like a lot of, I don't know, satanic tattoos, and then she has that fucking Illuminati eyeball that everyone knows about on the back of her head with the numbers 9 and 5. I don't know a lot about the Illuminati, so I'm not sure what the significance of those numbers are. I would have to look that up.
Okay, the 9 and 5, that's just her birthday, bro.
95, you're right.
Yeah.
See, look, boom, debunked conspiracy right there. We just
but not the eyeball. Though.
Not
the
the
eyeball
eyeball
is straight up in a triangle. You know what that means?
Yeah, but we got the numbers debunked, dude. She was born in 95, right? So she has that. When she was confronted about the tattoos, though, she obviously did what anyone would do and was like, no, they're just tattoos. So, I don't know. You can make your decision. But if you do want to Google her tattoos, I'll put a link in our LinkedIn, not Linktree. I don't know why I keep saying, no, Linktree, not LinkedIn! Fuck! Why do I do it backwards? Dude, you can tell I'm old because I'm like, add me on LinkedIn. And people are like, no one even uses it anymore.
Hey, man, I see everyone have like a beacon or a tree link or whatever on all their Instagram profiles.
Now you said it backwards. You said tree link. We're old, dude. We're too old for this type of fame that we're trying to get.
Bro. We need someone that's hip and young with technology.
Yeah.
And with social media, because we fucking.
Next thing I know, I'm gonna be like my mom, and like you're gonna show me a meme, and I'm gonna be like, "Who is that? Do you know them?"
My mom does the same thing, bro. Like if I'm supposed to know these,
and she holds the phone like this, like 10 inches, 12 feet away from her fucking face, and then she goes huh, with her teeth out. I'm like, put your teeth away.
Or they read the meme out loud.
Yeah, all slow too. She goes, after a hiatus. I'm like, okay, it's not even funny anymore. Don't even look at the meme. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna keep laughing. Let me go back to Doja. Okay. Anyways, she has said that her tattoos are not meant to be Illuminati symbols anytime she's been asked about it. But in a lot of her music, which in our link tree, we will post like a lot of these links so that you guys can see the music videos and whatnot that we're talking about. But in most of her new music, there are references to the Illuminati in her music and a lot of symbols and there's a lot of stuff about Satan in her music. So.
I mean, literally, was it, how do I say, she dresses up like a demon. Like,
a lot.
She brings up the devil a lot. She, basically, she's showing that, I'm with him. She's basically saying, I'm about it, but if you ask me about it, I'm not about it, so.
Well, she's also made comments on her social media and like on videos saying stuff basically like, if you guys want to call me a devil worshiper, go ahead, dude. Live your life, call me what you need to call me, do what you need to do to sleep at night, whatever, right? A lot of people are just like, oh, conspiracy, like they don't fucking care. But then there's a lot of people who say, okay, well she is part of the Illuminati and she's using all these social platforms, her Twitter and her music and all of this to promote Satanism. And when you do go and look at one of her new songs is called Demons, and she's dressed like a demon. She dresses up really creepy all the time.
Yeah, it's like when she got covered in like red diamonds and she was all red.
That's creepy, dude. It looks real creepy.
And it seems like how do I say, people, like, she got really weird after a couple songs came out.
Yeah. So, when she posted, she got that new tattoo, and it's like, a monster, demon-y looking thing on her arm. Everyone said, oh, she's glamorizing Satan. Oh my gosh, she's so evil. But then she said, no, it's actually artwork depicted from like this specific artist. And I'm sorry that I can't remember his name. It is like a famous artist of monsters that he drew. And there is a famous picture of it, and she did get it tattooed on her arm, and that's what it is, right? But it is demon-y. So then, like you were saying, after a few songs, then she changes, right? So let's talk about her 27th birthday party. So basically, on her 27th birthday party, she had like a masquerade type thing. Ooh. It was a big, huge party. A ton of famous people were invited. Megan Fox was invited, Kylie Jenner, a ton of big famous people who have been accused of being part of the Illuminati as well, right?
All these devil worshippers. Nice.
Literally, no, all these devil worshippers is basically what people are saying. You know, like they bring up all these Hollywood people in here that have been accused of just loving Satan, basically. And so what people are thinking that, okay, after right before her 27th birthday, she was saying like, I wish I never got famous. Like, it ruined my life. I don't even want to do music anymore. I'm going to quit music. She has her 27th birthday party, which people were saying that they thought it was like an Illuminati initiation ritual party type of thing, right? That's what people said about it. So she has her 27th birthday party. After this, that's when she shaves her head and shaves her eyebrows on the live video. When she did that, though, it's not like it was a premeditated thing, because even like her hairdresser and makeup artist and all that, they didn't even know. They saw the live video, and I don't know if it was her makeup artist or her hairstylist that like texted her and was like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? I'm coming to your house right now. And like went over there and tried to stop her, but it was too late. She just was like jiggling and pulling a Britney Spears, dude.
Dude, that shit happened. Literally, that shit happened to me when I moved back from Arizona to New Mexico. When I went back to my salon lady, she was like, "What the fuck happened to your long hair?"
You're all well,
She's
dude.
like, I was like, it was hot out there, dude. You can't have long luscious locks out there.
You can't, dude. You'll die. But you didn't do it on live, or did you?
No, I did. Imagine, just I did it on back then. Was it Facebook? No, Facebook Live. I was like,
if I ever have
I'm gonna cut my hair.
If I ever have a mental breakdown, that's the first thing I'm gonna do is shave my head on live, dude. Like
really?
if you or Miles,
you wouldn't like bleach your eyebrows? I feel like I would.
I would bleach my brows for sure, dude. Maybe my mustache too, just for fun.
You know what I would do, bro? I just paint my whole beard just like red or something.
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
Just like a weird color, just to trip everyone out.
If I die, you should do your beard blue, just like in my honor, you know.
Because you always painted your hair blue.
Yeah, or purple or something.
Damn, I'm down. I'm down to shave and just have my goatee purple.
Speaking of humiliating.
Speaking of Jesus.
Speaking of Jesus. No, so, actually, after she did the eyebrow thing, right, a lot of her fans actually believed she was doing what was called like a humiliation ritual. And if you don't know what a humiliation ritual is, it's basically a ritual where you have to humiliate or embarrass yourself in like a super public way to be accepted into the Illuminati or a group like it. You know, it's not necessarily a Illuminati thing only. Don't laugh, dude. I'm just telling you what I read online. I saw you giggle twice. But this is where it gets sus, Jesus.
It's not even funny, dude, but
it's not. Right? So it sounds really far-fetched when you're talking about like, okay, she did a humiliation ritual, blah, 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 right? Who else did it? Britney Spears. You know, Amanda Bynes. You have all these other like stars who did crazy stuff like that when they were around 27 or at least around that age.
Lindsay Lohan. Damn.
Dude, Google it really quick. How old was Britney Spears when she shaved her head? Are you on your computer?
Yeah. Let me look.
Okay, and I'll look up Amanda Bynes. It doesn't say how old she was. I can't find. Well, I don't even know what to really Google about Amanda Bynes.
When she started getting arrested?
She was 27 when she started her erratic behavior. Keep all this in mind.
Damn.
Mhm. That's insane.
She was 25.
She was 25 when she shaved her head?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the reason I asked, right? Because they all said, well, maybe it's a humiliation ritual. And most people were like, bruh, you guys will make a conspiracy out of anything. Like, you're crazy. Stop making everything into something it's not. But then, this one TikToker, which I will read about her in a second, but this part is important because when we talked about Will Smith a couple minutes ago, this is where Will Smith said something. So, Will Smith said in an interview after he did that slap in the face thing to Chris Rock. He was doing an interview and talking about Hollywood, and he was crying in the interview, and he was like super embarrassed of what he has done. And he said that you have to go through something humiliating and embarrassing if you want to succeed in Hollywood. And that's the only way you can do it.
Okay,
those were like
so is that straight up why after slapping Chris Rock he won a Grammy? And then
exactly, dude.
And then he won a Grammy and then literally got kicked out from the Grammys?
Yes. So what I was reading about it is that when it comes to humiliation rituals, basically, that the more you humiliate yourself and the more you embarrass yourself, the better the reward. So, interesting.
No, just kidding. So you're telling me? No, I'm just kidding.
Right, so you're gonna tell me if I accidentally post inappropriate photos or something on my Instagram story, I'm gonna get famous.
But that, Miranda, you gotta
because they're
famous.
gonna be like, ooh.
You gotta be famous first.
Okay, so I gotta wait till we...
Yeah,
you can't do it as a norm?
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't really want to be part of the Illuminati either, so I think we don't worry about the humiliation rituals, honestly.
Yeah, at this point.
But I'm not selling my soul to Hollywood, I'm just like my friends to listen to my podcast, maybe Theo.
Unless Joe Rogan's like, hey, you wanna come to this party with me? And I'm like,
we're going, dude.
We're going, if he literally tells me, hey, you gotta eat this elk steak in front of me if you're a real man, I'll be like, damn, bro, you gonna make me eat this 41-ounce steak right now? No, just kidding.
I'll eat it right out of his butt crack, Jesus.
Damn.
Raw?
I
don't care. For us, I would do it. And if you wouldn't do that for me, then what are we doing here on this episode?
Yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what if it'd be like Theo Vaughn asking us, hey, you guys gonna do this cocaine with me? I'd be like, oh man, I really don't want to, but if you're asking if it's Theo Vaughn's cocaine.
If it's Theo Vaughn, dude. Imagine if it was his relapse, though, and then he wanted us to relapse with him. Like, do we do it or do we support his sobriety?
We do it, and then we do a podcast with him just so you could hear him say all the stupid stuff.
Good thinking.
And then we'll be the person, he'll be like, where are you guys from? And I'll be like, I'm from Albuquerque. He's like, Albuquerque? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be like, that explains it, dude. The ghetto sound you guys have on your podcast, and we can't even speak English half the time.
This is what I tell a lot of people is if I wanted to, I could speak super proper and educated, but that's not me.
Yeah, don't be fake.
Exactly. We hood as hell out here, bro.
We hood as hell. Okay, back to the hood. Holly Hood, honestly. It's not even a nice, the Holly Hood. Okay, so, well, where was I? I was talking about the humiliation rituals and like, the better, the more you humiliate and embarrass yourself, the better the reward is basically what they said, right? When she was asked about this ritual, because people, of course, accused her of it all over the internet, she was like, y'all are crazy as shit, what the fuck? And like, this is what she said the whole time. She's just been like, can you guys please stop making shit up? Like, this is getting insane. So, obviously, she said that she just feels cute with a shaved head and cute eyebrows, and that it's none of anyone else's business. Like, it has nothing to do with anyone else. So I'd already told you that, like, before her 27th birthday, she, like, wanted to leave Hollywood and she was done with it, right? After this party, she, like, becomes obsessed with Illuminati stuff. She talks about it all the time and themes and symbols in her music videos, and she also becomes obsessed with Satan, dressing in, like, all those diamonds. They're not diamonds, they're just jewels. She gets, like, all those red jewels glued to her whole body, which is insane. She dresses like a demon in this new video, right? All kinds of weird stuff. So, here's the TikToker talking about, like, that hippie stuff. I don't know what to call it. That probably will offend some people, but the astrology stuff, right? So, based on astrology... I'm just kidding. Right? You're already starting, dude. Let me take a sip of this before I get into this, because it's deep.
Dude, I always tell people I know a lot about the zodiac stuff, but it's not even, dude. It's not even for like knowing about the astrology stuff. It's just because of an anime. You know what I mean?
I don't ever watch anime, so I just read what I read online, dude.
Damn, bro. I haven't watched anime in a while. I read manga because I am really like I hate waiting. I watch a whole season of anime and I'm like I want more. And then I how do I say, I spoil it for myself. And then when the anime comes out, I don't watch it. I'm just like, I already know what happens.
Yeah, you already knew.
Yeah. So how do I say, I spoil everything for myself, dude. Jesus.
I do that too sometimes. If a show's 20 seasons and I'm on season 8, I'm like, is he die or not? And sometimes I Google it. I'm not gonna lie. I've tried really hard not to, dude, but I do.
See, dude, that's what happened to me with O'Malley and Grey's Anatomy. Like,
no,
straight up.
Don't talk about him. It's too sad.
I skipped a season and I told my sister, like, hey, where's O'Malley? And she's like, looks at me like in shock, right? And she's like, I gotta tell you. And then, like, when I thought I had to look up on YouTube, you know, and then I was like, damn, bro,
007's gone.
007, bro, the last thing he wrote, and they were like,
that's so devastating.
They're like, he's a Jane Doe, and then that's the last thing he wrote, and I was like,
yeah, dude, it's sad.
I died. Cried. See, dude, I died with him. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Me too, dude. I was never the same after that. All right, so based on astrology and all that stuff that Doja's into, right? On your 27th birthday, there's what's called a Saturn return, right? And this is only on your 20th. I'm not kidding. This has to do with a lot of the stuff. Cause listen, right? I'm not gonna tell you if you're gonna laugh. I'm starting over. You can't laugh. I have to start over. So based on astrology, Jesus, stop fucking laughing. This is important to the story. You're the one who told me you wanted to do Doja.
Okay, dude. Let's do Doja. I'm ready.
So based on oh, God damn it. Okay, so based on astrology, right, on your 27th birthday, you experience, I'm not going to look at you because you're going to make me laugh, what's called a Saturn return. That apparently, supposedly, I don't know if any of this is true. This is just what I'm reading online, and this is what the fans think, right? It's when all the planets go into the same positions that they were like when you were born. So apparently, during a Saturn return is when your spiritual energy, in quotes, is at its absolute highest. On your 27th birthday, they do this so that your energy is up that high, and this is basically where you either get, accepted into it or sacrificed. And that's on your 27th birthday, right? So then we have the 27 Club. You've got people like Janis Joplin. You've got freaking Kurt Cobain. You have the whole 27 Club. Amy Winehouse. Yeah, you got that. And then it makes you wonder a little bit, right? Are they being sacrificed? Or is the 27 Club just a coincidence?
Is it that thing where it's where
like join us or die?
How do I say where your soul's really close to heaven or hell? You know what I mean? And that's when they can grab you and be like, all right, bro, you're coming with me.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to say.
You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and that's what she was trying to say in a different way with the Saturn return is that's when your energy, is the highest, and that's when your spirit is the most open to whatever. So at that point on your 27th birthday, that's where you either, get initiated into the bad shit when you're famous and you sell your soul to the devil, or you're sacrificed because you're just not right for it and you're not gonna go over. So either be part of it or be gone. See? It gets creepy when you think of it that way, right? Because at first you want to laugh at it and be like, okay, Saturn return, hee hee ha ha. But then when you think about maybe the Saturn return is just bullshit, but when you think about the 27th Club and think about 27th birthdays and all the stuff behind it, then it's just that's really scary. And then in another recent interview, she also said that she's been feeling sick and in a lot of pain, there's a knife stabbing her in the stomach all the time. Twisting inside of her.
Oh, okay.
I
have something, it was from two videos that I watched. They basically referenced a TikToker talking about how maybe at her party she got possessed. Mm-hmm. Right? And that's why she all of a sudden she's been having freakouts at shows. There's a video that's been circulating where basically she got past the lighter and the lighter was defective and she had a mental breakdown over it. She started yelling.
Lighter?
Yeah, a defective lighter, it wouldn't spark. And then she started making weird noises, screaming, you know what I mean?
What the hell, dude?
It's hit up Jesus. I know about all them rock noises. No, I'm just kidding.
That's creepy that she did that. I didn't see anything about that, dude.
And then she was just freaking out. And then like it was the manager or like someone you were like recording, trying to get her like, hey, chill, you know,
Chill.
chill.
Well, another creepy thing that I saw about her, and this, I've like debated even bringing this up on the podcast because I, in no way, want to like be disrespectful towards Matthew Perry's death or whatever, but this is going all over the internet, right? The past 2 days. You sent me a video, and then I watched a couple other videos on it too, just scrolling through TikTok. And basically what it had said is that for her new single, is it just a single? I don't know, Demons. She had like a promotional photo come out, right? And it's the exact same background as Friends. So it's like the couch and the fountain and like the big white building in the background. She's sitting on the couch, and above her it says Demons in the same font as they write Friends, with those dots. You know how in the Friends fonts too, or like in the intro, they put the little dots in between each letter?
Yeah.
So each dot is a different color. Each of those dots represents one of the friends in the show. So, in one of the little clips of them where they all open their umbrellas, each of them have a different color umbrella, you know?
Yes.
The umbrellas like represent their dots. So they're all the same color as their dots, right? So in the Demons promotional photo, it is missing the first dot in between the D and the E, but all the other dots are there. So basically what they had said, this photo was released 2 months before Matthew Perry actually died for her promo thing. So they're saying that basically the missing dot is Matthew Perry being dead.
Damn.
It's kind of like what they're saying, which is like a really far-fetched thing, but on Doja Cat's TikTok, that's the only video that she has, is just the Demons promotion with the Friends song in the background and the messed up logo.
All right, bro. Let me throw the whole episode on a whole like loop right now, a whole course that'll fucking trip you out because you brought up the Friends thing, and you know, for Friends, you know, I told you it was unfunny, right?
I love Friends.
The first season, I say it on an episode, right? I'm like, Friends is unfunny, but like if you want to argue about it, DM me, right? I literally say that, right? I still hold on that it's not funny, but it's enjoyable to watch. I'll say that, right? And the only reason it's really enjoyable to watch is Joey and Chandler. You know? Yeah. Joey and Chandler, I feel, Ross is funny in moments. It's annoying. Yeah. Like straight up, he's annoying sometimes. But Joey and Chandler, I feel like they carried the show on their backs. Yeah. But you know,
without them, it would have been nothing.
There's a whole Hollywood conspiracy, you know, how they sacrifice kids and women, you know, they use their blood to stay young, you know, that whole thing.
Yeah. Well, like Kim K, like all that stuff.
And then a couple years back, there was, I remember what was that guy? That bald black guy with the mustache that has his own show. You know who I'm talking about?
Steve Harvey.
Steve Harvey.
Yeah.
He came on a show, right? And the lady was giving him a type of lotion, and she said that the lotion was made with, like, you know, dead fetuses, women's placenta, and, you know, anything else, right? And he's like, get this shit off me, like, right away, right?
I thought he said it was like foreskin. Didn't he say it was like
foreskin,
foreskin or something?
Maybe foreskin, yeah, all this, and he's like, get that shit off me, and it was blood too.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I feel like that's not a theory, bro. I feel like if you how do I say, bathe in young blood, your skin will rejuvenate. I feel that's right. And if you look at Joey and Chandler compared to Monica and, you know, Rachel and Ross, right? If you look at them, they look kind of normal. But if you look at Joey and Chandler, their ages look super accelerated to the other two people, the rest of the cast.
Yeah, well, and you can tell, like, Jennifer Aniston.
And Phoebe was older than them in the show. She was always, like, I think she's, like, 10 years older than them, something like that. So she did get older than them, right? That's normal. Yeah. But I feel like Joey and Chandler got older, and I feel like they try to leave the cult or whatever. And, you know, those comes with repercussions. Let's just say, like, they left the cult, they left the whatever they were trying to leave.
Yeah.
And they got cut off, you know, their supply or whatever, and they started to look old. And straight up, that's why I feel like Joey, like, that's why Joey in his new show, I feel like that's why he looks super, super old. Like, not even like himself.
I love his new show, too. Well, And that's kind of like what we were talking about before when we were talking about Will Smith, where he says, you know, the more humiliated you get, or the more you embarrass yourself, or the more you do this and you do this and you do bad things, the bigger the reward. So when you think about, you know, Matthew Perry and Matt LeBlanc, those are their names, Joey and Chandler.
Yeah.
You know, Matthew Perry, he had a lot of problems with drugs, and he went down that path. And then Matt LeBlanc, they didn't do anything. There's a lot of things, like you see this in Twilight and in Harry Potter and in Friends, like big things like that. The characters, or the actresses and actors who play these characters, they are forever those characters. So, you know, like Taylor Lautner and stuff, he had a really hard time getting recasted and stuff because he can only be seen as Jacob Black now. And same with Robert Pattinson, same with, you know, Matt LeBlanc, same with Matthew Perry. They have, to everyone else in the world, they're Joey and Chandler. So you see him in a different show and you're like, why is Joey pretending
like the guy
to be
from Malcolm in the Middle, bro?
Yeah, Frankie Muniz. He's actually a NASCAR racer now.
That's wild, huh?
Yeah.
But I feel like people just see him as you know, Malcolm in the Middle.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's the same with the Flash actor, you know, not the one from the series, not the movies.
Yeah, not the movies, the one from the show. Well, I don't know why they didn't cast him in the movies, because he's perfect. He's the perfect Barry Allen to ever exist.
He is, bro. He started off as a nerd, and at the end you see him like, my boy grew up. He's a man. He's a man.
Well, but it's like what you were saying, where even in the show and in real life, you see Matt LeBlanc and Matthew Perry, they age like normal human beings. And like, if I would say, if I was rich, I'm not even going to say famous. If I was rich, I would probably get Botox and stuff, but I wouldn't completely redo my body every 6 months. Like, Jennifer Aniston is, almost 60 years old, and she looks younger than me. Like, she literally looks younger than my friends, and we're all in our 20s.
There's pictures where they compared to her younger self, and she looks better.
Almost the same.
Better than her younger self, we'll say that.
Like, yeah, her body does. Her face, you can see a little bit of age, but not what it should be. And Courtney Cox just destroyed her face with surgery. But even now,
I feel like they botched her Botox hard.
Yeah. Well, then you have Lisa Kudrow, who, she seemed to age well, but I mean, she still does stuff like, I mean, sure, Botox and stuff. She's aged better than the others, though, even if she had surgery. But where were we anyway? So we're talking about that. So speaking of that, like what you said with all the blood and whatnot. So this guy named Anthony Bourdain, I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. I'm stuck at names, guys, if you haven't realized. He had posted on Twitter back in 2018, and he said that during like breaks for, you know, filming during Friends, like commercial breaks or whatever they had to take little breaks for, that the cast would chant like "Hail Satan" stuff, and even if they were just joking, he said that they would like say stuff like that all the time. And then he posts that on Twitter, it goes crazy, and then a month later he died by suicide.
Damn. You know, dude, just a random thing. There was a random coordinator that used to work with Michael Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
And they asked him, they're like, was that his actual voice? They're like, no, dude. They're like, no, he had you guys tricked. Yeah, guys thought he talked like this, but in reality, you talk like this. Like, he said, he said, this guy, you gotta remember, he was from the hood. He was like from a bad part of town. He had that deep voice. He just like, to play that persona, he switched his voice. He said anyone that knew Michael Jackson had a deep voice.
Well, and you think about it, I've never in my life met a black guy with a high-pitched, like, ooh, hi, baby. Yeah, whether they did anything.
I feel like even Prince, dude. Prince even faked it, you know?
Yeah, Prince definitely, like, played it up. Like, I don't know. I don't want to, like, get canceled. I have to be careful.
No. The thing is Prince talked tiny
very
but low, right? Like, so you wouldn't hear him. But I feel like he was doing it on purpose. He was always doing it on purpose.
Yes, that's what it sounded like to me, too.
Because you can't sing like that and then talk like that. You know what I mean? Same with Michael Jackson. He's talking like that, and you think he can't talk like a normal man? Like,
yeah. It makes no sense, because he did before. Right?
Exactly.
So what happened to him? Did this happen to him, too? Like, who knows, right? So then, like I was mentioning earlier, the people that showed up to her party, one of the invited guests was Megan Fox. And that made me think of the creepy stuff that she has said. And there's a few things. So she did that one interview talking about, you know, her and MGK. They are back together, but they broke up for a while. But they've always been a very interesting couple. And they're very, like, open about the stuff that they do. So when she did an interview, people said, whoever was interviewing her was like, we heard that you kind of like share your blood with each other and do stuff. And she's like, well, 100%. We drink each other's blood. And she said, it's not like you're thinking. She said, we don't do like, she said, I picture all of you guys thinking, like we're doing like big goblets of blood and sharing it. She said, it's just a few drops and it's for a reason, like it's for rituals and stuff. That's literally what she said. She's very open about it. She doesn't hide it if you ask her questions, but she said that they like prick themselves and like give each other little drops of blood for rituals and whatnot of each other's blood.
All right. Well, since we're talking about rituals and stuff, I'll throw something that like I know a lot of people might not believe me, but I've been doing this for maybe 3-4 years, right? I believe in God and all this, right? I believe in the Bible. Maybe I'm not like, I'm not with my religion 100% like my mom is, right?
Yeah.
But I've experienced stuff, how do I say, holy stuff, Miranda, like let's just say like, a statue when it breaks, old Bibles when they start to rip, a cross or like your old necklace, a rosary when it falls apart. You're not supposed to throw them away, right?
Yeah.
What you're supposed to actually do is burn them. And,
why?
And,
you know why?
I don't know. I don't ask, right? I don't ask my mom about this stuff, but what I've experienced every time I've done this, cause I've burned a Jesus statue, I've burned books, I've burned Bibles, I've burned a lot of stuff, right? And it's not blasphemous because of what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But every time I start to, like, let's say I set it on fire, and then, cause you have to make a hole deep in the ground, and then put all that stuff all together, and then a little bit of gasoline, and then burn it. And I want you to know, Miranda, that every time I burn this stuff, the smoke smells like roses.
You're lying. I knew you were gonna say that, dude. I knew it.
I'm not, because how do I say? You can be standing in front of that smoke, Miranda, and anyone can say that when you stand in front of a campfire and that smoke gets on you, you smell like that smoke, right?
Yeah. That
smoke doesn't smell. It doesn't, like, you're in front of it, it doesn't smell. But if you're around it, it smells like roses. And I do it every time I do it, because I do it at least once a year. Like I said, I've been doing it once or maybe twice a year, because, sometimes they break stuff at church and they just bring it to my mom, and then I just get rid of it. But every time... Actually,
I just Googled it. So I literally just said, why would you burn religious objects or whatever? And it says burning them is considered a respectful way to dispose of your religious items that are blessed by a priest. In the case of candles, you need to let them burn down entirely. So, like, all the way until they can't burn anymore. And if it's a hazard, like should the glass candle holder break or something, burn them still, but by themselves. Interesting, right?
Yeah. But in a way, that's its own ritual, right? Like it's a respectful way of getting rid of it.
Yeah. Well, but what does Megan Fox mean, like, by drinking each other's blood? That's a whole different type of thing, though. That's very...
See, that like, let's just say this is like a holy ritual compared to a satanic ritual.
Well, and like, I guess when I'm thinking of, like, the body and blood of Christ, right? Why would a couple drink each other's blood? And why is it considered satanic for them to do that, but for us to be like, body and blood of Christ, amen, type thing, and drink that? What makes that satanic and that not? You know what I'm saying?
What's the difference you're saying, like, between...
Like, just because God said it and this is Megan Fox, like, what's the real difference if you think about it deep down, you know what I mean?
Damn, it's, how do I say, this weekend I went to El Paso, and, I had a really nice talk with my cousin and my auntie.
Yeah.
And, I have a lot of questions about the religion, right?
Yeah.
And I have a cousin, super smart, bro. My smartest cousin for sure. How do I say? He says, like, why would I let someone give me the body of Christ, a philosopher give me the body of Christ, And I think the same thing, like, that's why I stopped taking the Holy Communion, because I don't think, like, the priests are, educated people, right? I don't go against them and anything,
Yeah.
right? They do their thing. But when I started researching all this stuff,
Yeah.
it literally happened during the Ed and Lorraine episode too, when we started learning all that stuff too, and I was like, yeah, these people aren't really who they say they are, right? They do. I'm not saying they're not soldiers of Christ or anything, right? But I feel like there is limits to what they can do, and there is limits to what they should do.
Yeah. I agree.
And it maybe the body of Christ and all that stuff, maybe it should be given to by like a priest, maybe a higher up person, That's just my way of thinking, but
yeah,
the church and religion have their own thing, so.
Well, and I Googled it just now while you were telling me, and it said that it's not a common practice in modern society, but it has been associated with various religious, spiritual, and cultural beliefs throughout history. In some traditional cultures, it is believed that drinking the blood of another person can impart certain qualities or powers, such as strength and fertility. Is why you would drink like your partner's blood, anyways. Is like
it'd be like a way of like to getting pregnant, bro. Like I want a kid out.
Yeah,
I want a boy.
It like brings you together as one type of creepy stuff. But I mean, I still think it's creepy. Like, I don't know. I think it's weird. Well, then next.
Nah, dude, you want to have a spiritual experience? Just fucking take shrooms, turn off the lights, and take a lot of shrooms with your partner, and then turn off the lights. Have a trip together.
Death, dog.
One of you guys is gonna be crying. The other one of you guys is gonna be tripping balls. No, not even laughing. You're gonna be tripping balls because the room's gonna be dark.
Oh hell no!
The thing is,
I'm not mentally stable enough to do something like that.
Miranda, here's the thing. Since it's dark, right?
Yeah.
Your brain starts projecting what you're thinking.
I know, that's why I couldn't do it, dude.
Oh
I'd
my
be like,
god.
It'd be scary right now is if there was a demon in here, and then it was like, I am!
Hey, Doja Cat, bro? No, I just kidding.
For real. So I'm glad you brought that up, though, because continuing on what Megan Fox said, is her and Machine Gun Kelly actually went on one of those ayahuasca retreats in Costa Rica. And so, if you don't know what ayahuasca is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's like DMT and shrooms kind of combined. I don't know. It's like let me actually Google.
It is DMT, Miranda. It's a more raw version of DMT because you get that off of a toad.
Oh, that's what it comes off of the toad?
Yeah, and then the DMT is the concentrated form of it.
Okay. So yeah, well wait. It says, oh no, it's actually a plant. But I think are you saying DMT comes from a toad? Because it says, I'm reading about ayahuasca
DMT
right now.
comes from a toad.
Okay. So yeah, this says it's like a psychedelic, affects all senses, alerting a person's thinking. Oh, sorry, altering. I can't read, I have dyslexia. Altering a person's thinking, sense of time, and emotions. They can cause a person to hallucinate, seeing and hearing things that do not exist and are distorted, right? So, you can't do stuff like this here. We don't have stuff like this that are, out in the open. I'm sure there's some, like, underground, like, ayahuasca retreats we can do. But, like, in Costa Rica and other places, the indigenous people offer, like, these retreats because they do it a lot. This is, like, something that's regular in their cultures is to do.
Mexico, too.
Well, yeah, probably Mexico. Well, like I said, like, indigenous people. So you can find that stuff a lot in different cultures because they believe that it's, like, a healing thing. And it's almost better, it is better to them than, talk therapy and anything we can do here. An ayahuasca retreat can, like, change you, basically. So, they went to Costa Rica, and they went and did this ayahuasca retreat, and she said that, like, you have to get there, you're not allowed to eat after 1 p.m., and she said before they started, they made, it was them and, like, 20 other strangers, something like that, and they give you stuff, and, like, ayahuasca makes you vomit, so, like, once you take it, you, like, throw up everything in your body, so you get really dehydrated, and I think that's one of the way it works, is like it makes you like vomit everything up until you have nothing left in your body. And then it's a hardcore like psychedelic thing, and you don't just microdose on ayahuasca, you freaking go on a trip, right? So you can have like a hardcore ego death, you can have like a crazy trip on this stuff. So she said like, and it's like a multiple day thing. So I don't know if they take it multiple times or if it just lasts that long. I'm really not sure. I don't know too much about it. But she said on the second day that she went to hell. And she truly believes it, and she stands by it to this day. And she said that she knew she was in hell, and she said, and, you know, maybe it was her imagination and the psychedelics, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe she actually went there because it's something she needed to see. And she said that, like, it was in the moment she knew she was, like, spending an eternity in hell, and she said knowing that it was for eternity was worse than, like, being there itself, because it's already you're in hell, but knowing that there's no way to ever escape from it, she said was, like, the worst feeling ever, right? And she's a very, I don't know, like, I don't even know what to call her as far as, like, religion and stuff goes. I don't know if she's even religious, but she talks about being psychic a lot, and how, like, in her family, like, it's gone back generations, and women, like, having powers as mediums, and, like, that's always just been something she's been told from her great-great-grandparents and on until her. And she has been known to, like, she's actually a really smart woman. Like, if you actually watch her interviews, yeah, she, you know, has been idolized for her looks and her body forever, but she actually studies, like, a lot of scientific things and, like, a lot of psychology and a lot of that kind of stuff. And she's very actually smart about this kind of stuff. But, so she was talking about it on, like, an interview. And she has also, like, admitted to performing, like, witchcraft and doing spells, and she thinks that, you know, everyone has psychic abilities if you can just use more of your brain, and some people just aren't able to reach that part. So she is like that a lot. But, oh shoot, my ADHD kicked in. I forgot what I was going to say. Dang it, dude. Oh, so also about her psychic thing. Okay. So I had, like, followed this girl on TikTok who is, like, a psychic medium, and she does, like, a lot of videos on there. And I watched some of her videos about her just, like, doing readings on people or just saying psychic things, right? And she knows that Megan Fox is, like, open about this stuff and psychic. And this girl, the things that I cannot remember her name, and I wish I could, but maybe she'll share this someday. Who knows? But this girl was openly psychic on TikTok, and she wasn't one of those fake psychics who, like, you look at them and then 3 days later, you know, if you follow them, then, like, 10 copycat accounts are trying to follow your page, and then they're like, tell us why you're sad. Someone that you know that starts with a B is trying to contact you and he's dead or something after they search all your profiles. You know, she wasn't like that. She just went on there, did some videos, and, like, they were believable. Well, she ended up going to an MGK concert when him and Megan Fox were, like, at the peak of their relationship a couple years ago. Yeah. And Megan Fox went to all his shows. She's very supportive of him, right? And the girl had, like, taken a video of Megan Fox, like, way. It was very far away. It wasn't, like, from here to my backyard far. It was, like, far. And she zoomed in and she was like, Megan Fox is here. Oh my God. On Megan Fox's Instagram story, after that, she had zoomed in on that other psychic girl in the crowd and said, I see you. Like, with this weird, like, psychic stuff written in it. And, like, that's creepy, right? Like, out of everyone,
I feel that so hard because I've had moments where shit like that happens, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty, you know, Jesus. People meet Jesus, and, you know, I'm just this chill guy, but I'm super spiritual. That's one thing. That's one thing I like. I guess my personal side, you know, I don't really show, but I'm super spiritual. Like, I've gone to, like, I felt like the astral projectile. I've done that a couple times. I've experienced, like, how do I say? You know, when people say vibes, right? Those feelings. Yeah. Like, I say that playing around, right? But I really do feel that. You can tell right away someone's intent just by how they feel.
Exactly.
But I've also had a DMT trip, you know, because of the homie Michael. Remember, you have that shit recorded, and super similar to, like, not like I didn't experience hell, right? But, like, for me, it felt like I was flowing through space for a good, like, 10, 15 minutes, just flying in the air.
Yeah.
And then another 20 minutes falling down. And then that's when I came to, and then I remember in the video, that's when I look up and I was like, I know it. I'm back, right? And I know in that moment, that's exactly when I was like, holy shit, dude, I was gone for, like, I would tell you, like, an hour at most. And it was only, like, 2-3 minutes, right?
It was, like, maybe 10 minutes at most when I was sitting there. And, yeah, all of you guys were just, like, laying there, and I was like, oh my God, am I gonna have to call 911? Why did they do this? But I feel the same, and I've had some really weird dreams, too. Like, my dreams have always been, like, too realistic. I don't know how to explain it, especially when people die, and I know that's like because they're on your mind and whatever. But I've had dreams like about my grandma and about Brandon and stuff after they died, where I can actually like feel them. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like I can feel that they're warm. I can feel their body, and I can talk to them. But like literally, and in my dream, I am like aware that I'm dreaming, and I'll always tell them like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "You're dead. I don't understand." And like I've been able to talk to them in it, and they'll be like, "I'm okay. Just take care of, Jesus, do this." I've been able to like talk to them and then like hug them. But in my dreams, it's weird because like everyone else will be there. Say we're like at a party with all of Brandon's family and like you and Miles and all of us. And then he'll just walk in and no one will see him, and he'll just walk up to me and I'll be like, "What are you doing here?" And he'll be like, "I just wanted to check in and make sure you guys are all okay." And I could like literally talk to him, but then he'll like always give me a hug and be like, "I'm fine. I'll see you again. Like, don't worry about me. I'm fine." And I can like hug him and I'll feel it like it's in real life, and like I can feel like the warmth and everything. And then I'll like wake up later, but it's not like I just open my eyes and I'm there. It's like a feeling it's super fucking weird, and it's hard to explain. But I've also had dreams of like other strangers like in my house that seem real. Like I'll wake up in the middle of the night to get water, and there will be like someone in our kitchen, and I'll be like, "What do you want?" And they'll be trying to talk to me, but I can't hear their voice. And I get freaked out, and I'm like, "They're trying to kill me." And like I get really freaked out in the dreams. I don't ever try to like talk to them, and I'll just keep telling them like, "Get out, like you're not welcome here, like get out," because it freaks me out. And I'm like aware of it when it's happening though. I'm not like having a nightmare. Like I'll be actively there being like, "Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up," like trying to get myself up. It's creepy, dude. And so that's the kind of stuff that like Megan Fox also says, like that kind of stuff happens to her, and she talks about it and says, like you don't even necessarily have to be a believer in anything for it to happen. You just have to be able to, I don't know, be open-minded about things, I guess, and like open your mind to a certain thing. And then I think we even talked about this on one of our episodes, the incident that happened at Brandon's funeral, like with me and you, when we were sitting like, in the row, and they were praying and doing all that stuff. And we were, obviously me and you were completely destroyed and distraught and crying. And then it was quiet, and you were praying and we were just sitting there. And then you said, like, I think you said, I don't know if you were talking to God or Brandon, but what did you say? Like, send me a sign that you're okay or something?
I was like, damn, bro. I was like, I was like, damn, just let me know you're here. And then, like, 2 seconds after that, it was like the shoulder.
And it was me, right? I touched your shoulder at the same time, and I was like, "We're gonna be okay, Jesus," in the same moment.
Yeah, that's like what I looked up at you, like, I remember.
That was crazy.
That shit was too vivid, bro, like, you brought it up.
Yeah, no, like, and I remember it exactly, because I remember I was sitting in the thing, and you were praying, and they had already, like, the pallbearers had they brought Brandon up, and they put him in the front. Everyone was crying, and we were just sitting there. And I remember I swore someone kept touching my hair, so I kept like looking back, and it was freaking me out. Like it was freaking me out bad, because it didn't just feel like my hair was falling, it felt like someone was like picking it up and setting it down. And so then I kept turning around and no one was behind me, and I was like, "What the hell?" And then I just like started sitting there, and I was like, "How could this happen? Like I don't understand." Like I'm sitting here in church, and like in that moment I remember thinking like I'm praying to a God who I'm supposed to like love and who's supposed to cherish everyone and take care of us all, but like how could he just take Brandon when Brandon was just driving home and like he was innocent and he had so much life to live, and you want me to like go up there and like take this, like take my communion and do all this stuff. And I was feeling like so out of it, and then I just started like sitting there and I was like, "Brandon, like I hope, it's always a nice hope to pray and be like, I hope my grandma can hear me. I hope Brandon can hear me. I hope they're watching over us." And I remember like just thinking like, we're going to take care of each other. We're all going to be here. We're all going to take care of each other. We're going to see you again. And then I had like this overwhelming sense to be like, me and Jesus are going to take care of each other. And that's the moment, like when I touched your shoulder, and that's the exact moment that you were like, "Just give me a sign, dude." And so when you think of stuff like that, and then you think of like DMT and ayahuasca and all this demonic stuff and everything, like if one thing, I don't know, it just seems all it can't be just all coincidental is what I'm saying. Like everything, all that has a meaning, in Hollywood definitely isn't a good place to be.
Yeah, it isn't a good place to, everyone wants to be rich, right? And that's everyone's goal. I feel like it's been implanted into us since we were young.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't get me wrong. Anyone comes from the hood, right? Like we come from the hood as well. Like we might not come from the projects or whatever, but we come from the hoods of New Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And let's just say now we might not be rich, but we hood rich. Fuck it.
Exactly.
We hood rich. Sorry, dude. My microphone was down.
Well, and I was talking to a person that I know. I don't want to give too much detail, but they're very well off, right? They have a lot of money, but they're very unhappy. And it's not like a Kylie Jenner rich type of person. It's just like someone who has $150K in their bank account all the time, but absolutely does nothing. Like they just sit around, they play video games, they go to work, and then they just complain about like everything, how they're going to be alone forever, how their car isn't the coolest, how they want the new headset. Like it's just like little things, right? Yeah. And the other day I was talking to them, and they're always making comments about money and stuff. And one of the cars, like if I could go buy a car today, if I had $6,000 even to spare, I would go and buy an IS300. It's a Lexus IS300. Has the same engine as a Supra. It's something that's actually in my price range that I could buy eventually. You know, that's just, I've been talking about it for a year and a half, 2 years. I just want to get it. He brings up and he's like, I should just go buy IS300 because that's what it's like to have money. I can buy whatever I want, whenever I want, and you can't. And then I was just like, at least I have my dogs and my family and my friends, and at least I'm going to go in my room and my boyfriend's going to come home, and at least I'm happy. At least I love my job and I have cool friends there. Like, what do you have? That's what I said. I was like, you might have money, but I have everything. I have something you could never have, that you'll never have because of the way you act.
Yeah. I feel like that person you're talking about, you know, he's never gonna learn what that's like because he grew up being materialistic.
Yeah. And that's all they care about is like those assets.
Yeah.
That's literally it. Like they always say people stay rich because they don't spend their money, you know? But what's the fun in it is what I think. Like if I had $150,000 and me and you and the gang for Brandon's memorial next year, we wanted to go to Mexico, and everyone else needed like $500 each to be able to go. Okay, we're all fucking going. What would be the point of me being like, you guys can't afford it, I guess I'll just sit in my room and be sad, and then we'll all die again, and then we'll be having your memorial next year, and then yours, and then eventually we'll all be dead, and we'll just never have gone.
And it's like, that thing, dude, like, I'll straight up put it to you how it is. Like, you say, you know, these people, like, they die with all this money, right?
Yeah.
And then it gets given to their relatives or their parents, right? You know what their parents do with that money? They spend it just as quick as they got it.
Well, I did have a rough childhood, you know, growing up. I had a lot of chaos and alcoholism and switching off back and forth and a lot of stuff. But the one thing that every single one of my parents, you know, I have my mom, I have Steven, I have my dad, I have Madeline, I have my grandparents. The one thing that they all instilled into me was, like, generosity. If you don't have something and I do, and I don't need it, you can have it. If I have $100 and you need $50, here's $50. Now we each have 50 and we can go to dinner tonight, whatever. And that is the one thing that they have always told me is like, don't be stingy with the things you have, because one day you're going to need something. And those are the same people who are going to give back, you know, and help you. So that is the one thing. And I'll never forget. I always do it. And my grandma always told me, if you don't share your food, you're going to be fat when you're older. Look, I shared my food, and guess what, Grandma? Guess what still happened?
You're stupid, bro. You're like, I'm not an ass anymore, Grandma.
If she could see me now.
Yeehaw, brother.